Hey YouTube, hope you had a good weekend. Yeah, as the video said, too little too late. I finally figured out the meta after trying a bunch of different combinations where I just lost elo. So I went to Chestnut because I was seeing a ton of claydol, so I went to Chestnut to destroy claydol. And then with that, I ran into all your murkrows and mandibas. And then I went double fighter, primate and annihilate, trying to draw out one, and then beating it with something else on the front. And it worked a couple times, and then it didn't work. And then I tried an all spam team. I did like a drapion with poison sting and one of the fighters like primate and like something else. I forget what it was. And then after a while, I'm just like, this. I knew that Mandibas and I knew all the flying darks were strong, and I had not built up a murkrow. And I'm just like, you know what? I have a 14, 15, 15, not amazing. Wow, not amazing IVs, but it's so glassy anyways that they're pretty much shielding everything. So might as well just get the attack with it, right? So use that. You're gonna have problems with a few things. You're gonna have problems with um, charmers. So you need a couple things that can deal with charmers, or else you're gonna get deleted there. So claydol and drapion made sense, and something like Morpeko. So claydol again makes sense, and then drapion with ice fang seem to do well as the safe swap because you can draw out, you can beat the flyers, and you can draw out even claydol and hit you perfected with the ice fang. So 7 straight positive sets. Why I'm only at 2290 is because trying a bunch of different teams, I was at like 2275 and I lost 200 elo. I was down to 2061 or something. And then Saturday afternoon, I half rage built, half knew that murkrow was gonna be good. Built it up. 7 straight positive sets, including at least one 5-0 in here. Maybe there's 2 5-0s in here. So did I break the meta because it's an amazing team, or was I just lower than my elo should have been? I just kind of ran up against a bunch of newbies that I could beat. I don't know. Either way, back up 2290 with a very strong team. I'm going to play with this team this morning as well, and we'll go from there. So did take this switch, which is nice because now I can get in the mirror match here with Ice Fang. Basically, Murkrow on the lead. If you see the Ice Fang Drapion, you leave. If you see the Poison Sting, you stay. They're going to hit me with the Aqua Tail. That's fine. Am I going to commit to the farm down here? I am going to commit to the farm down. Do have a bunch of energy. Out comes a Mana Buzz. This is kind of a mistake. I was just kind of almost throwing half blind. Aqua Tail would have been better, but I'm going to get another one anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. This will chip to 50%, and then Murkrow for sure will take out what is left of the 50% here. And now it's just a race, and AR Slash is just too slow in the charge. And Peck here, getting to these drill pecks in 10, I'm just going to outpace here. So 3 and 4, so on good timing there. Back to back, we'll be able to one-shot. But as you can see, these AR Slashes are still really adding up. But it does not matter when you are at back-to-back moves. And this thing is so attack heavy that it's going to take out what is left here of the Mandibas. Morpeko. So terrible lead. Probably go Drapion. Oh no, I'm going straight Claydol. The thing with Claydol is Claydol can act as a safe swap too, in my opinion. I'm running with Rock Tomb. Is an Ice Beam better? Yeah, but I don't have TMs to try and do TM roulette here. I really hope they fix the TM system soon. I'm down to like 40, trying to get these moves on Pokemon and just like 6-7 times not getting them. So didn't shield the first one, knowing that Karate Chop is resisted. They are gonna have to get the second one off. I'm just coming in here knowing I commit to the farm down, almost have a move coming out. So if they come back in with Morpeko, I'm gonna throw this. Like Morpeko's glassy. This thing's Murkrow's a glass cannon. I might grab the second shield. Yeah, that's exactly what happens there. They're very worried that that's gonna take them to like the deep red. So anyways, have a 2 shield advantage. Mandibus comes in. And now with an Ice Fang and Aqua Tail combo, all I need to do is make sure that I come out with one move here. One extra move. So we'll shield up here. I want to get as close to a second Aqua Tail as possible, but without letting them take me out. And I know that Air Slash Aerial Ace is not going to take me out. So making sure I come out with 2 Aqua Tails, one to take this out, and one to take out the Morpeko here. Ice Fang is significantly better on Drapion in this meta. I think that I will switch it back to Poison Sting immediately for the Open Great League. But in this meta, 100% Ice Fang was the way to go. Sableye, pretty good lead because Shadow Claw, Foul Play are resisted. They instant swap into Rapidash. A little slow on the swap there. I do catch a Body Slam, which is nice. The reason I'm coming in here is because if I come in with Claydol, they can potentially, I mean, not potentially, they would outpace to the Mega Horn, and the Mega Horn's super effective. So I came in here. Unfortunately, this thing is super attack heavy, which means that I'm going to go down here once they shield. So coming in Claydol, I'm hoping that they don't have enough to hit to Mega Horn, but I'm not positive, so I'm shielding. I don't think that's enough. Oh, it is enough. Yeah, this thing spams fast, so good shield there. Sableye gives up switch, so that is kind of huge. Getting Drill Peck off. Is that a shadow or a non-shadow? It's a non-shadow. If it was a shadow, it's an easy one-shot, but unfortunately a non-shadow is not a one-shot. I could take a resisted Foul Play, but as you can see, still really adds up, and I go down there. That's not like, it's half IVs there, half just a super glossy Pokemon that, yeah, even resisted moves are doing a ton to this Pokemon. So you definitely need shields. Now in this matchup, not having Ice Beam, absolute killer because they let the first move go. And they just go Scorching Sands. Why does it seem like their Mud Slaps are adding up a lot on me? And mine are not adding up as much here. Was I chipped already? Yeah, maybe I was chipped and I just missed that part. Either way, we'll go down to the Scorching Sands there. Primeape. So good lead, but you'd be surprised at how much these Karate Chops would do if they stay in here. And like, I let them get to the... I just kind of knew that I was going to commit to the farm down anyways. I didn't really know who wins CMP. And these are both so attack heavy, so I didn't know. Quillfish comes in. Gonna just try and chip. Could go Claydol here. I assume we'll go Claydol, but Drapion is an option too. Yeah, Drapion's an option because the moves on Quillfish are Aqua Tail and Ice Beam. Both super effective against Claydol. So although I would have had a good matchup there with the Mud Slaps, super effective move, you know, I was a bit worried there. Unfortunately for me, this thing outpaces me with the Ice Fang here. So Ice Fang just a little slower, not a little slower, a lot slower on the charge. But they are running that double Poison Dark in the back. This one is a Poison Sting Drapion, which means I don't need to worry about the fast move. Just need to worry about the charge moves. I shield the first one. I knew it was Aqua Tail, but again, when they're switch locked and I can just go with this Rock Tomb to lower their attack, just seemed like it makes sense to shield up the first one anyways. So even if a Crunch comes here, it is lowered. Do get the farm down. The Quillfish does not have much left either, and it dumped energy to take mine out. So now it's just worried about a catch. And you can see I'm just instant swapping to just peck down both these Pokemon with a very hard-hitting move on a very glossy Pokemon. This one I'm coming Drapion. So like I said, Drapion and Claydol can both act as safe swaps. They're not leaving, which is fine. I will start burning the switch clock and see what I can do here. I do grab one shield. You know, I don't love burning shields on other Pokemon here when you have a Murkrow. Like, it needs shields. So I wouldn't be surprised if I just let this go. I'm almost at a second move, so maybe I fight to keep switch. But otherwise, yeah, just letting it go I think makes sense. You have to try to keep shields for this Pokemon. It is very, very glossy and it needs every single one of them. Claydol's going to come in. Is this the one where I do not count? Yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, you threw 2 Body Slams. There's no way this is a Mega Horn. Well, it is. So like, oh, that sucks. So then I just kind of bank that and snipe, but this Pokemon's going to have a tough time. But it does have shield advantage. We'll see what we're hit with. Drapion. This Drapion is only a Poison Sting, but these Aqua Tails, because Poison Sting, are going to come quick. And when my other Pokemon is basically at 1 HP, you just kind of need to save this. So I'm going for a CMP tie here, forcing them to throw that last shield up. And, oh, looks like they went for the extra one and did not recognize that I had 2 moves. So back to back, there goes the Drapion. Out comes a Claydol. Mud Slap resisted. They did not grab his shields from me, which means I will definitely just be able to go Foul Play Peck here before they get to 2 moves. So shield this up, peck down, murkrow. Definitely, like I said, with shield advantage or any sort of energy advantage, this thing is a massive headache for a lot of Pokemon in this meta. Here's one that's a massive headache for me. So coming Cleo right away, met with Sableye. Again, you probably should not come with your immediate answer. I've done that a couple times, and people already ask me in the comments, like, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing that? I don't know. I'm an idiot. Short version. Long version. Long version is if you come up with your immediate answer and get punished, I can potentially then come in Murkrow here, and the problem is Sableye probably has a lot of energy. Yeah. In a world, if my opponent does not overfarm, what could happen is I could chip with Claydol and then just peck down with Murkrow and come out with like a drill peck and a half. So that even if the Pawniard comes in with resisted moves, a drill peck is going to do a ton of damage there, and then I can Ice Fang the rest. Because as you're going to see here, if I had like energy advantage on this Pokemon probably doesn't want to take many of my moves. As you can see there, it does like 55+%. So I'm going to shield and try and farm down here with the Pecks. And I do get the farm down, so I'll come out with a move here. Throwing that blind Drapion. And now this will grab a shield. But unfortunately, I'm in like Poison Sting range, and my Drapion does not have any energy. So they're going to Aqua Tail me out, and I'll just be like 1 or 2 short here. 1 short. I was 1 peck short of getting to the move. So, you know, going into your hardest answer, not the right play, but one that I just had to do. Yeah, so this one is like kind of just staying in here. I may try and catch the move, or just like go into Drapion or Claydol after this. You know, grab a shield. It's just Psyshock. I know it's Psyshock. I don't really want to take any move, right? This Pokemon is so glassy. As you can see, these Fury Cutters have taken me to the yellow already. And they do let that go, so that's nice. So the Moltres comes in, and Sucker Punch is not going to take me down. So not only do I keep Switch here, I now get to a hard-hitting move, and they shield it, rightfully scared that would take them to the Deep Red. Ice Fang in here. Now the problem is they have a ton of energy, so I'm going to have to burn a shield here, but they burn their shield. So I can burn this if I need to match up. And they go Brave Bird. Is a Sableye in the back, so Claydol kind of in a tough spot here. It doesn't really have a ton of play against a Dark and a Flying Dark. So I'm going to go Crunch, and then I should have probably tried to catch on Claydol there, quite honestly. And now I need to live a Brave Bird. Or they don't throw it. Yeah, I remember them maybe being 1 short, because it is, 16 to a Brave Bird? There's only 15 of these. Or maybe they were expecting Ice Beam. I don't know. Mandibuzz, play this out. If it's an Air Slash, it's actually a pretty close matchup because these Air Slashes do add up. And one Aerial Ace will take you out because you're just so glassy. And one move will not take them out, but you're going to then start outpacing on the third and second one for sure. Maybe the third. So we'll see how this goes. We'll shield up one. They bait a Foul Play. I mean, I'm already so low, so that's a smart bait. But I will take this out or grab a shield here, and then we'll see what they decide to do. They let it go. Okay, so I'll take Switch. Rapidash. I'm basically already out of move, so I don't think there's a point of Switch locking myself, which is why I just kind of stayed in there. Coming Drapion for the exact same reason I mentioned before. Megahorn is super effective on Claydol, and it's only neutral on Drapion, so just rather come in here and take it. Shield anyways, and they bait me, so great combo there, man. Unfortunate there. Do get to the Aqua Tail. The Ice Fang is chunking here, so even if they get to Megahorn and dump this energy, I did take him to the yellow, so maybe I can get the farm down before they get to another Megahorn, and that's exactly what happens. And what's in the back? A mirror match. And from what someone wrote in the, and I remember living a couple ice beams, so maybe this is one of them. If you're in a mirror match and your opponent doesn't get like a ton of mud slaps, or you're not like chipped before, you can survive one ice beam. And that is exactly what I do there. So I do survive the ice beam, allowing me to get to the second Scorching Sands to take this out. I know that because I've played against the mirror match a couple times, and without a lot of mud slaps, the ice beam, you live. So Mandibuzz again. So we'll play this out the same way. So here comes the first Drill Peck. I'll have to shield up a first move here. Oh, or catch. Yeah, that's not a bad idea either. You know, kind of sacrifice, kind of keep shields for Murkrow. Drapion's a good safe swap, so you can put on some pressure. Could be Ice Punch. Nope, just Rage Fist. Can I get to another move? I can with 1 HP, which is huge. Now, the only concern is, if I come in claydol, they may have a second Rage Fist. Oh, they are letting it go and letting me take Switch. What do they have in the back here? They're just going to come back Mandibuzz. And I'm kind of screwed here. What do I do? Yeah, I do have to come in here and shield anyways, because I don't think I can Mud Slap down. So I have to come in here and burn a shield anyways. To get hunted by Pawniard, I'm trying to grab one shield back immediately, or chipping. I would prefer that I chipped, but there's no way they're letting a Pawniard take any move here. You know, X-Scissor and Night Slash are both gonna hurt, but you don't want them to boost. Yeah, that happened a lot to me. Pawniard got that super effective Night Slash boost multiple times on me. Double super effective. No, double boosted. A super effective double boost, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that happened multiple times on me for only having what, a 10% chance of happening or whatever. Happened a lot. And it was always in the matchups where they were doing super effective against my Pokemon with their fast moves and charge moves. So very frustrating loss there. What could have been a win. Moltres is a good lead because Sucker Punch is resisted. So throwing it here, they do shield, which I'll shield right back. But it's, you know, Sucker Punch is resisted, but as you can see by our health meters, basically doing the exact same as a Peck. Now, I'm just going to outpace, which is solid, but man, does a lot of damage for a resisted move here, just how glassy the Pokemon is. I am shielding. I forget if I try to commit to the farm down or just throw to keep Switch. I could commit to the farm down. Yeah, take Switch in the 2 shields, have energy, throwing Drill Peck more or less blind. The only thing Drill Peck you wouldn't throw at is like a claydol. You throw a super effective foul play. Everything else you're Drill Pecking. I should be instant swapping here. Yep, because I can live 1 Rage Fist and counter is resisted. So you take that Rage Fist, live, farm up a bit for sure. I don't know, I was going to say not too much here because I was a little behind on energy and I don't know exactly where they are in their counts. Gonna get taken out here, but I did put them low enough that as long as I live 1 move, that Ice Fang should take out. And I should live a Rock Tomb from this range. Yeah, non-shadow. Not non-shadow, but non-like stab as well. Moltres, again, we'll play this matchup the same way. This time I go right for CMP. Yeah, I remember going for CMP on this one. If I remember, I think they let this go and I one-shot it. Yep, that's exactly what happens. So get the one-shot. Out comes an Ice Fang Drapion. I'm going to grab a shield here, most likely. Don't want to get just farmed down for no reason, so I'll come in the mirror match. I'll shield. I already grabbed 1 shield, so I might as well just match it back here. And gonna put some pressure on this last shield here. So they do live with 1 HP, but that is okay. Oh yeah, I remember this one. Is it a 5-0? That was almost a throw. Yeah. So I was like, let's get into claydol where these counters are resisted. And then I was like, let's go in here for some reason and let's just get the extra counter. And now I'm switch locked. So I don't know what I was doing there. But I know I can live the first Rage Fist. So that's not an issue. I have a shield. So I can shield up the second Rage Fist. They're not going to get to a third one because counter's too slow. And I'll come out with the move. But could have been a lot nicer, cleaner than that was. But this was one of my 5-0s. Like I said, I went 5-0 twice with this team. I'm likely to play all 5 matchups with this team, all 5 sets with this team today, and try to run into like the 2300 plus range there and keep going. And then we'll roll over to Great League tomorrow. So Great League, Ultra League, Master League on tomorrow. We'll do some top teams, and then we'll showcase a bunch of Great League teams from earlier in the season from myself and some subscribers. So that is it. Thanks for watching. Video this afternoon. There is a normal type event with the Dunsparce. So I go over that Pokemon to tell you whether you need to evolve Dunsparce to get it, and how good or not so good it is in the Great League. But it actually, unlike Dunsparce, it theoretically could play in the Ultra League. So you can check out both leagues for that this afternoon. Anyways, that is it. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.